Hello. I just want to come on and say happy 4th to the members of Mothers in Support of Fair and Equal Treatment and to anyone else that might be listening. I wanted to share the internal conflict that we as African Americans have celebrating this day. And it's very personal to me because I did not learn of this conflict until I was 6 or 7 years of age. That may have been early, but regardless of whether it was early or late, it had a huge impact on my life. My aunt, who resided in Cleveland, Ohio, came to visit us in North Carolina. We were living in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and she came down for the holiday. Well, when she walked in the room, my mother had placed these small flags on her bookshelf. You've seen these stick flags, it wasn't anything big, very small, but it had a impact on my aunt. And she began to voice her opinion. And she was very adamant and determined for us to hear it. And she asked my mother, how could she have something like that in her home after the way we had been treated in America? And then she began to tell my mother how we were still not free and how we are still mistreated, but yet we would put that flag in our home. And I can recall standing there, and I think I was 6 or 7. I know I was in elementary school. And I recall standing there, not quite getting what all this was about, but I could tell that it was serious to my aunt. And my mother said a couple of things, and I don't recall what she said, but all I know is my aunt kept saying, that how terrible we've been treated and why would we even want to celebrate this day? So let's fast forward. I think we had a good time that holiday. To be quite honest, I don't remember. But what I do recall is that time period when my aunt let us know that we should not have flags in our home. So let's fast forward. I'm 13. I'm living in the inner city of Cleveland, Ohio, surrounded by so many people who look like me with so many different thoughts. We had the Black Panther Party, had their belief. We had the Black Nationalists, they had their belief. We had the Muslims who was educating us every day about how to live in this country. So at that age, between the age of 13 and 18, I learned a lot about America, not only from my environment where I lived, but also from the schools. We had Black history taught in our schools at that time. I cannot believe they're not teaching it now, but we had Black history taught. And so by the time I left high school, I had a good idea of where I fit in America, or where people who look like me fit. So the internal conflict became obvious in my life. These days of celebration, was I included? Did they mean for me to be included? Am I going to a party where I'm not invited? Exactly what does this mean? So after doing some more studying and going to college and living a little longer, I came to the understanding that in America, they can't tell me where I belong. My ancestors did too much work here. We worked too many fields. We created too many things that were taken from us. We have done too much work. They can't tell us where we belong. So I say to you, celebrate whatever day you desire to celebrate it, however you want to celebrate it. Because no one can tell you. There isn't anyone who can tell you in this country, in America, where you belong. Because too much have been done. As the First Lady, Michelle Obama, said, she was living in a house built by slaves. We built those houses. We built a lot of houses. We built a lot of buildings with very little reward. So I always want to say to people that you got to know who you are You got to know your contribution to society and to life. Once you are aware of that, people can't tell you what to do and they can't tell you where to go. So I say celebrate whatever day you want to celebrate. And you know the sad thing about this is I look back and I say, my mother wanted to belong. This was the only country she knew. She didn't know anything about Africa or any other country. This is what she knew. This is where she was raising her children. This is where she was paying her tax dollars. This is where she was trying to make a living. So she wanted to belong. And it's something kind of sad about wanting to belong to a place where people don't want you. But at the same time, she had a right to belong. She had every right. So, in conclusion, I want to say this because my girlfriend and I joke a lot about this. You don't like sweet potato pie, you must not be black. You don't want any ham hocks in your greens, or something is wrong with you. And we laugh because it's funny, because we realize it's just a preference. It doesn't mean you're black. It doesn't mean that you're not black. It doesn't mean anything except that you don't like sweet potato pie. So we have to work hard in our community to not put each other in bondage, to not bring pain upon each other for having preferences, whether they want to wear a weave or straight hair, whether they want to wear it natural, or whether they want to wear it bald. We and Black people must not put each other in bondage. We must support each other and show each other love and respect. So I'm going to say to you, out of a great respect for my members and other people watching, enjoy your day. However you want to do it, enjoy. Stay safe and God bless.